What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Aydian here, and I wanted to sit down, take a moment, and do a kind of more transition style video since a lot of things have been about having the baby and everything. In this video, we're going to talk about kind of when is the right time to transition. So this topic has been brought up to me a lot, and most recently I just got an email from somebody who was 29 years old, and they were telling me how they felt like it was too late for them to transition. They're already 29, they're about to be 30, and they feel like they're already too far along to transition, you know, a smooth transition, as they were saying. And it made me think, like, there's really no good time to transition, and there's also no wrong time to transition. I feel like I understand that it's a bit harder when you're full grown and you've got all of your body hair or lack of body hair. You're already full grown, right? As opposed to maybe figuring out your trans, you're younger, you're 12, you get on hormone blockers, and maybe when you're 16, 17, 18, you start testosterone or estrogen or whatever your journey is gonna be. You're gonna have a little bit of, for lack of a better word, I'm just gonna use the word smooth, a smoother transition as far as having your body kind of biologically want to go this one way and try to take that and push it this other way. So I get emails all the time, and people who are a little bit older. So I don't really think 29 is very old. Maybe that's because I'm already 30. I also get emails from 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds and 60-year-olds and 70-year-olds. And my whole concept is like, you're not dead yet. And I try to respect the fact that people have families, people have mothers and fathers who are older, and maybe you're in your late 50s and your mother or father is much older and maybe, you know, kind of nearing the end of their life here on earth, and you don't want to upset them, or you don't want to cause a stir, or you don't want to like send them into a shock or something dramatic. But my concept is that, like, you're only, like, if you are 50, right, or you're 60, like, you're only gonna be here a couple of more decades. Are you gonna spend those decades knowing in your heart, in your soul, that you're not living to your own fullest potential because maybe you identify as a male, but you're in this female body? I understand, I get it. I, of course, have not been in that situation, but I can understand having a family, having loved ones, having a job, having all these things kind of already in place and just kind of going with that. But I just want to remind people that that just means that you're living for somebody else. You're not living for yourself, and that's a hard thing to look in the mirror and be like, I'm not living for myself. But it's kind of the truth if you're going to say that you're 29 and that's too old to transition. You're only 29. Okay, even if you're 30, right? Do you plan on like croaking at 60? Probably not. So you've got still 30 more years, 40 more years, 50. Some of us at 30 will still have 60 more years to live. And you're gonna sacrifice 60 years, which is more than half of your entire life, to living in the wrong gender. And I just, you know, I don't ever want to push someone to transition, because that's never a good idea, a good intention, never one of my intentions. But I just want people to remember that there's never a good time or a right time or a wrong time to transition. If you are discovering your gender identity, no matter what age you are, whether you're 7, 17, 27, 37, 57, 87, I don't even care. I think you should still transition. And yeah, maybe if you're 87 years old, maybe starting testosterone is not, you know, maybe the healthiest thing for your heart, but you know what is healthy for your heart and your soul is to start going by the pronouns that you feel best by, to go by the name that you feel more identified with, to go around in your last years of earth and just be the person that you actually are on the inside, finally on the outside. If people have jobs, or they have families, or they have parents or something, and they're afraid because maybe they're a little older, like, just remember that you're not being you're not at your fullest potential until you're able to be your full self, like your real full self. And I definitely know that. When I was younger and in my early 20s, late teens, like, I wasn't the coolest person to be around. You know, I wasn't happy, I wasn't optimistic. I mean, I kind of was a downer, to be completely honest with you. And I just want to push that message out, that there's no right time or wrong time to transition. Any time that you discover that you're not living to your fullest potential, that you're not living in the gender that you truly identify as, then you need to transition now. And of course, you need to take steps, you need to find a therapist, you need to discuss this, you need to see what it's like to go around the world in your true gender, and then decide if hormones or medical procedures are the way you want to go with your own personal transition. But just know those things don't have to happen in order for you to identify as transgender or for people to respect your gender. I know that we spend a lot of time on the youth, and it's important because our youth are going to grow up and they're going to start making the policies and being the lawyers and being the politicians and being the presidents of our entire nation and our entire world. And so it's important that we instill this on our youth. But I just really think that a lot of times we totally miss out on the adults that are also suffering. And so this video is for them. This video is for an adult who's suffering, somebody who feels like they're already 40, what's the point of transitioning now? The point of transitioning now when you're 40 is so that you can spend the next 20, 30, maybe 40, or even 50 years in your trueness, you know what I mean? Like, you can still live your entire life as the true person that you are. And people around you who want you to be the best person that you can be, inside, outside, and all around, are going to support you in that. And I'm not trying to belittle any of the intense things that might come along with that. You know, if you already have a family, if you have parents who are older, if you have a job, you know, I get it. I do get it, and I sympathize with you. But at the same time, this is your only life. This is all you get. You don't get to come back. I mean, yeah, some religions do believe that, possible, but even if you do believe that, you're not going to come back with the same knowledge you have now. You're only getting this life right now, in 2018. That's all you get. And so you can either look back in 10, 20, 30 years and say, oh my gosh, I'm so happy that I came out. Or you're going to look back in 30 years and be like, you know, regret. I regret it. That's like the number one thing that you always hear from people on their deathbed, is the things they regret. Don't make your true identity something that you regret in the future. So my love to all those adults, those transitioning adults who feel like things are already set in stone. They're not. Grab the hammer, smash the stone, and re-sculpt something. Alright, so much love to y'all. If you like this video, hit the like button, helps me out. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, turn your notifications on, and I'll be catching you all in the next video. Peace.